President Joe Biden met Thursday with leaders from NATO, the G7, and the European Union to tackle what he has described as the greatest threat to global security since World War II, as Russia's invasion of Ukraine hits the one-month mark, with thousands of civilian deaths and millions of refugees streaming out of the besieged nation. He said the 30 NATO nations remain resolute and united in the face of the assault on Ukraine by forces under the command of Russian President Vladimir Putin.
The single most important thing is for us to stay unified, and the world continue to focus on what a brute this guy is, and all the innocent people's lives are being lost and ruined, and what's going on. That's the important thing. But look, if you're Putin and you think that Europe is going to crack in a month or 6 weeks or 2 months, why not? They can take anything for another month, but we have to demonstrate. The reason I asked for the meeting, we have to stay fully, totally, thoroughly united.
He also said that if Russia were to use chemical weapons,
we would respond. We would respond if he uses it. The nature of the response would depend on the nature of the use.
Biden also announced $1.3 billion in additional aid to Ukraine and said the U.S. would open the door to 100,000 Ukrainian refugees and would sanction more Russian elites, more than 40 Russian defense companies, and 300 Russian legislators. Ukraine's president attended the NATO meeting virtually and took a hard line with the 30 leaders, though U.S. officials were quick to note that he did not repeat his previous request for a no-fly zone or for NATO membership. On Thursday, he made specific requests.
You have
at least 20,000 tanks. Ukraine asked for 1% of all your tanks. Give to us or sell to us, but we do not have a clear answer yet. The worst thing during the war is not having clear answers to requests for help.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said the military alliance is stepping up its defenses against chemical and nuclear weapons as concern mounts that Russia might use such weapons in Ukraine. He also announced the formation of 4 new battle groups in Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, and Slovakia, something Eastern European leaders say is urgently needed.
I think we have to double our efforts. Putin cannot win this war. This is very important to all of us, to the security of NATO as well. And the second thing we need to discuss is how to increase our defense spending and how to do it very wisely so that we strengthen the eastern flank, and especially the Baltic countries, because we can't have this plan to defend the country alone and then be liberated afterwards.
Biden heads Friday to Poland, where he will meet with Poland's president, and he said meet with a lot of people, though he declined to say who or where he is going. Meanwhile, just 1,300 miles from Brussels, Ukraine marks 1 month at war, with thousands of civilian deaths and more than 3.6 million refugees, according to the United Nations. For those Ukrainians, nothing will ever be the same. Anita Powell, VOA News, Brussels.